Leeds United, remembering Chris and Kevin, two Leeds United fans who travelled to support their team and didn't come home again. And the tributes have been laid behind the goal here at Kenilworth Road as the players emerge from the tunnel into the sunlight, and the Leeds fans packed into the stand away to our right behind the goal, and down below as well in the corner of this compact little stadium. Real throwback ground, this one. You walk in through the terraced houses and the streets that are hemming the ground in on all four sides, hence the decision to make a move away, but not just yet. There are a few more games to come and then some at this traditional ground with a traditional atmosphere and what will no doubt be a traditional championship challenge for Leeds United as they come up against a side with very different ambitions for their final few games of the season. Luton Town down from the Premier League and in danger of going straight back through to League One. Leeds United hoping to get themselves back up to the Premier League. And the team news for Luton. The team is announced there with Burke having dropped out, and significantly Isaiah Jones is fit again and is named in the starting 11 for them. Change of manager since the last time these two met as well, as Matt Bloomfield now in charge. The Leeds United side significantly changed for this one. Number one position is the biggest switch of all, with Darlow in for his first league appearance of the season. But Gnonto also in there in place of Aaronson, and Firpo in the starting 11, and Tanaka as well. And if you look at the bench, Patrick Bamford and Max Weber both fit again and able to potentially be amongst the replacements, but no Joseph or Rothwell today. Rothwell has a calf injury and Joseph is ill. Daniel Farker heads to his seat down below. We sit in a perfect position here at Kenilworth Road, right over the halfway line and right over the Leeds dugout. We can strain forward and see the Leeds subs down below and the coaching staff as well. And everyone will be aware of the significance of this fixture. 7 games to go for Leeds United, still in the promotion places. And this game offers an opportunity just to put pressure on those around. But Leeds need to get something from this game. Really, you would feel Leeds need to get a win from this game. It's a big few days that the club has ahead, with Middlesbrough away to come as well. So back-to-back away games. And the Leeds players know what the prize is. They know what's at stake. They know what they're aiming for. It's a return to the Premier League, and here in the sunshine in Bedfordshire, they have a chance to take another step in that direction. Luton Town, having come down from the Premier League, fear a drop further. Leeds all in white, and Luton in their traditional orange, blue and white stripe down the side of the shirt. Players break. Carl Darlow goes to take his place in between the sticks in front of the travelling Leeds United fans, who've made another early start for yet another early kickoff. Joel Piroe stands over the ball for Leeds, ready to get the game underway. Match official is Tom Bramall, and he gives the signal, and the first half begins. So Leeds United defending the end in front of the travelling fans. Darlow with an early touch and early pressure whips the ball forward. You can already sense potential pattern in there. Tanaka, tenacious, and wins the ball back well for Leeds United. Runner is Manor Solomon to his left. Solomon carrying the ball is just a little offside. So a disappointing end to a promising move. Tanaka won the ball well for Leeds in midfield. They'll need him to do that in there throughout the course of this afternoon.
They certainly will. He and Ampadu just sitting in front of our back four. They'll be vital in breaking things up and just keeping things calm. Tanaka did exactly that, but Solomon looking across the line, shouldn't be caught offside. But this is going to be a physical game, isn't it? We have to win the battle first, then get it down and play.
Had a walk around the pitch before the game, and I think there's a sense that the grass has been left pretty long here, as the ball flies in towards the edge of the Leeds United penalty area. Plenty of height in this Luton side as well.
You are going to mention that a lot today, in that the ball flies into our box, and that's what's going to happen. Those even free kicks from deep that you saw there is just aiming up to the big two. Morris certainly wants to get a little flick on. Adebayo will be running onto it, and we've got to deal with those, and we did well there.
Darlow takes the long free kick for Leeds. Carl Darlow, whose most recent action was with the Welsh national team, successful as well. Win and a draw in games against Kazakhstan and North Macedonia. And he's played more international matches this season, Carl Darlow, than he has for Leeds United. Just the cup appearances prior to this. So big day for Darlow, big day for Leeds. Joe Rodon. Across the back to Pascal Struijk. Bogle. In it goes to Ampadu and back to Rodon. Luton in quickly there, trying to snap at the heels of the man in possession. A very quick throw, hurled into the penalty area. Morris has it on the edge of the box. Tucked back in. Morris once more on the ball, trying to break in. Ampadu making the challenge, and Darlow catches well at the near post and then throws out into the path of Solomon, who chases forward to catch the ball and play in field for Piroe. Piroe has now got Solomon to his left in support. Solomon with a chance to cross. Great ball in! Onto the header, James. Couldn't get the power in the header, and it hit the turf and into the hands of the keeper. That was a really good move from Leeds.
Oh, excellent play. All started with Carl Darlow. When he grabbed the ball, he saw the opportunity down the left-hand side. Excellent 1-2. And the ball in from Solomon was superb. But James, big shadow, isn't there, that end of the pitch? Maybe he didn't quite see the ball come on to his head, but didn't get the right connection.
Ball over the head of Firpo. Struijk waits behind, clears as far as Tanaka. Tanaka across the edge of the box to Bogle. Bright sunshiny day here. It's going to get warmer as the afternoon goes on, you would feel. We're in shade, so it's a little cooler where we are. The players out on the pitch will be feeling the temperatures perhaps in this unseasonably warm period in early April rather.
And you're right about the pitch as well. We have had a good look at it, and it's dry, so and long. The ball will not zip around as we would like, but it's exactly what Luton want, to try and stop us playing, and of course go direct with the way they play.
Tanaka does well. Skips past Adebayo. Bogle for Leeds now. Rodon. And it goes to Piroe. Laid off looking for Gnonto. Now from Gnonto to Piroe and wide to the right to Dan James to carry the ball forward for Leeds United. Holds it up. And Bogle arrives to support. James again in possession. Back into the midfield to Ampadu. Tanaka and then Struijk. It's the Leeds voices you can hear in these opening stages of the game. Firpo to his left to Solomon. Dabs the ball forward up to the edge of the area. Tries to go past his man. Tanaka comes across to prevent the movement forward, and the ball comes off his toes ahead of Isaiah Jones and out for a Luton throw in.
Good defending on that occasion by Jones, but he's allowing Solomon just a yard and a half. That's a bit far away. You want to get a bit tighter to the wide man, although I'm happy if he stays like that. But Jones right at midfield here, right wing back, will be doing plenty of work up and down.
Long throw down the line, delivered forward by Makosso, and he gets another chance to throw one a little closer to the Leeds penalty area now from a position. Well, where is the position? Because I'm pretty sure it didn't go out there, did it? Right down below us, we could almost reach out and touch Makosso on the shoulder, or even tip the ball out of his hands as he stands right in front of Daniel Farke. Up to the edge of the penalty area, Struijk. First and then the second go at clearing it. Headed back towards Junior Firpo, comes off the top of his head, Struijk behind again. Firpo misses out, and Jones has it. Plays a little ball into the edge of the penalty area. Struijk gets in quickly to clear away. Makosso picks it up for Luton. And then out to Jones on this right-hand side, and then there's a foul surely on Tanaka, nothing given. Solomon with the header forward. Now he can try and get on the end of this one. Hopeful run perhaps, let's see. It's headed away successfully by Makosso and into the midfield where there's a foul committed on Aasgaard by Ampadu. So that will be a Luton free kick.
Well, that passage of play there will certainly give our players a taste of exactly what's to come over the next 80-odd minutes, because just the ball is getting played up in the air. It's a battle. It's win the first one. If you don't win the second, it all can get very, very scrappy. We've got to somehow try and limit the opportunities of the ball going in our box, and of course when we can, get it down.
Leeds' last visit to Kenilworth Road was in the Championship promotion season. A 2-1 win in November. As the ball comes into the Leeds penalty area, defended successfully by Ampadu initially. Bogle, though, concedes the throw in, quickly taken again. Luton are in a hurry on the edge of the area. Ampadu again puts an important foot in, just poked into touch for another Luton throw in by the corner flag.
I think one thing we have to do is when the ball goes out, just to switch on just a little bit quicker, because Luton are getting it and really putting it back into play quickly if we're asleep.
Doughty's going to throw this one long. In it goes. Headed away by Rodon. And then the shot blocked. Firpo with the ball to Solomon. He's happy to put it up in the air. And the centre half comes across to make a clearing header. Clark. Gnonto plays the pass to Firpo. Now it's with Solomon. Solomon has James ahead of him down the left-hand side. The two wingers on the same touchline. Back it goes to Firpo. Tanaka. And now Ampadu. Rodon in the centre circle to Struijk.
There was a time then that Solomon actually could have put James in, couldn't he?
Tanaka looks after the ball. Takes the safest option. The easiest pass. Struijk straight ball. Piroe, that's not going to work. And off Piroe and out it goes. And that will be a Luton throw in. Daniel Farker down below. Not entirely happy. No,
certainly not, because we've got good possession, we've got options on the ball, and we gave it away.
McGuinness out to his left to Amari Bell. And then Aasgaard making move forward. Plays the ball into space in front of Jones. Jones coming up to the edge of the area. Good work by Solomon. Firpo. Back to Solomon, and it may have to go back to Firpo again. Slight miscontrol. Tanaka. Leeds are hemmed in. And give the ball away. Ultimately, that pressure pays. Got to go through the same process in reverse this time, with Leeds trying to win the ball back in that tight corner, and Luton end up with a throw in.
Actually, I thought Jones would just get it out of his feet and just whip it into the box. As two big strikers for Luton up top.
So Makosso is going to throw this one into the Leeds penalty area. A long throw being used again by another Championship club. Seeing it so often now. Headed away by Firpo. And then a mix-up between the two players. Now there's a counter-attack chance on here. If Gnonto could get on the end of this one. Well, backing him up was James, and then Piroe over the top, and James will be offside if he goes to collect the ball, and he is, and the flag is raised. And it threatened to be something really good for Leeds there. It was 3 against 1 at one moment. Didn't quite work out.
No doubt it was a chance. One going for the ball, one trying to then pick it up, but James just straying slightly offside. I think so far we've defended the crosses and the balls into the box pretty well. On the break, of course, always going to be a danger.
Kaminski, the keeper, played most of the games in the Premier League last season. Straight ball, edge of the area is Firpo, comes back again. And then Firpo is penalised for the chance. Well, the ref's assistant was looking straight at that and didn't give it. And the referee, who was behind the challenge, did give it.
And that's what Junior Firpo is saying, that the better view of it was the referee's assistant, but he didn't give anything.
Burnley elsewhere are trailing by 1-0. They don't concede many. Leeds here have to worry about the same happening themselves, because this is a promising position for a free kick for Luton. So there's a two-man wall inside, well inside the penalty area. And Walsh is one of the two Luton players who's initially standing over the ball. He gets the short ball, and then it's whipped to the far post, and that's a great header from Bogle. Morris was arriving on his shoulder. He got it away from the danger area. Still potential pressure on Leeds United with the Ball down the left-hand side. Luton holding it in that advanced position, delivered in the box. Darlow does well, gets underneath it,
Brilliant.
holds the ball. Great catch.
Certainly was. You can see the Leeds fans giving him their support. That was excellent. Ball comes in from the left-hand side. And secure in taking that one out the air.
Tanaka to Struijk. Back it goes to Darlow. Slightly mishit for the goalkeeper then. Managed to just about get enough power on it to get it back to him. Maybe that's the long grass.
Well, you're really having to...
Oh, Darlow now then.
No, that's fine. but you're really having to move the ball, aren't you? And, you know, hitting that harder than normal. The referee's allowed that one to go on as well.
Well, there's a bit of a scrap going, another cross in the box. Firpo clears this one away. Well, this is the examination that we were anticipating for Leeds United, particularly in the opening stages, and listen to the reaction it provokes from the home supporters. Luton's home record is not at all bad this season. It's in stark contrast to the away form. That's an offside decision there. And the flag is raised on the near side touchline for the action on the far side.
And all that we've had in the first 12 minutes is to be expected, isn't it? The crowd, you're right, when it gets ugly, they certainly support their side, but we've defended those crosses very well.
Darlow puts a good ball forward for Solomon, who's been wrestled away by Makosso. That is a free kick all day long, and the referee agrees.
Makosso even tried to look at the referee and say, really? And then realised, you know what, yeah, that is a free kick. Now, let's see what we can do this time.
So Leeds with the set-piece opportunity for the first time in the game. Solomon, in the absence of Rothwell, will be the man to take it. Line of players on the edge of the penalty area. Solomon gets the signal, gives the signal, and plays the ball in low to the near post. It's saved on the goal line. Junior Firpo thought he'd scored the opening goal of the game. Kaminski, terrific reaction save to pour that one off the line and keep it out.
Certainly was an excellent save. It bounces, and when it comes to Firpo, you get something on the ball. I think it was with his stomach. Piroe's the one that goes for it. He misses it, and then Firpo tries to just stomach the ball into the bottom corner. It was going in as well, but for a good save.
Corner into the near post is headed clear. Tanaka will pick it up. He gives it back to Solomon. Take on his marker and then get into the penalty area. Shot is well palmed away again by Kaminski. Came in at him low, and again the goalkeeper had to produce a good save to keep that one out the back of the net.
It actually is an excellent save because Solomon comes inside, it's in the air and then dips right before the keeper, but he makes a good stop.
Solomon comes again for Leeds United. Whips a good ball in, it's headed away. Comes back out for Ampadu to Tanaka. Tanaka square to Gnonto. Gnonto tackled hard and tackled successfully. And then Tanaka, great work to get back on the ball, but then it's carried forward as he loses out. And Luton suddenly are on the counter-attack with the ball in the Leeds penalty area. And the cross into the middle, and the side foot in for the opening goal of the game. And Luton's counter-attack puts Jones in space, and he puts the ball in, and it's Luton Town 1, Leeds United 0.
It's a poor goal to give away after doing ever so good work at the other end of the pitch. And Tanaka, well, he's just looked at the heavens as well, because he managed to get back into a good position to win it, yet Adebayo nicked it off him, but still plenty of time then to defend properly, to pick someone out, make sure you've got your runner, but we don't. And in the end they get down that left-hand side. The ball across is certainly a good one, but our defenders ball watching, no one's really picking up, and Firpo has to go into the danger man in the middle of the box, and that leaves Jones at the far to slot home.
So desperately disappointing goal that Leeds United have conceded in the opening stages of this game. And Luton, who have 3 wins from their last 5, are showing good form again here. And that coming moments after the goalkeeper had produced 2 good saves to keep it at 0-0. And then the man who really started it all, Adebayo, with his strength, just brushed Tanaka off the ball at the start of that move forward. Has been fouled, and Leeds have been penalised, and it's a Luton free kick.
Well, Adebayo, just by his sheer size, is very, very awkward. Tanaka did well to kind of hold him off, but the long legs of Adebayo just nicked it from him again, and you're right, the strength, off he went.
So Leeds defending on the edge of the penalty area as Walsh prepares to take the free kick for Luton. Goes in, headed across into the middle, and Darlow comes and catches. He's immediately blocked off and closed down as he tries to get out quickly.
Good free kick from Luton. We weren't quite aware of that one. Leaving Gnonto with one of the big guys is not what we're after.
Firpo back to Struijk. Now Ampadu. Struijk. Ampadu's under a bit of pressure from Adebayo. Darlow's happy just to go long. It's Makosso. Height all across the park for Luton, so anything coming up in the air, as you saw in that example there, Solomon struggling to compete with the height of Makosso.
And then Morris, I mean, that's exactly what he does. He does it really well, just gets in the way and gets a touch on it. Very hard to defend against, so that second ball is vital.
Solomon Firpo, and then headed forward by Clark. Firpo wins it back for Leeds. Flicked over the top. Makosso will just be happy to clear back into the Leeds half. Rodon takes it down. Bogle waits to his right. Back he comes to Rodon once more. Square ball for Ampadu. Solomon had come inside a little bit. Came at him, touch was a bit heavy and couldn't control. And now Luton with his hopeful ball forward might work for Jones. Struijk has to come across and deal with it. And in doing so, concedes a throw in.
I mean, it's awkward. It really is awkward to play against. I mean, they're just, you know, booting it first time up into areas and corners of the pitch, which are difficult. And there, Struijk just, well, he had to get a head in and gives away a set piece for Luton. Okay, it's a throw in, but you know where it's going. Long and in the box.
And Makosso is preparing to deliver just that now. Makosso, in it goes. Struijk away, foul on Struijk, so is it a free kick? No, it's a foul throw. And so Leeds were expecting to have the ball in the penalty area. Instead, they're going to be taking a throw in from the position where Makosso delivered it into the penalty area. So I'm imagining that that was a foot over the line there from Makosso. Couldn't be anything else, could it?
Very strange, but when the ball came in, still we defended it well. It's just one counter attack. It really has undone us.
Firpo with another throw in. Piroe battling away with Makosso. And the ball is out in front of the technical area, and fourth official has come in for a conversation to explain why he was penalised, and it was the foot over the line from Makosso. So he will be wary of that one this time, perhaps. Leeds having to wrestle to get possession back in the penalty area. Ampadu into a bit of space for Solomon. Solomon's got a lot to do, so he goes back. Firpo up the line again. Solomon, well, he let it run, he stopped and then set off after it again. And ultimately, it ends up where he thought it was going, out of play.
Caught in two minds, wasn't he, when the ball was coming to him? But again, Morris, great example of just getting his big frame in the way and glancing it towards our goal. Here it goes again to him.
Firpo keeps him off it. Struijk, not the best clearance, but Tanaka's there for Leeds. Along the ground to Piroe, and now Solomon again. quickly closed down. There's a late challenge then by Jones, and there's a card coming out here on Solomon for Jones for that challenge on Manor Solomon after the ball had been played away.
Okay, it wasn't a good challenge, but a little surprise it's a yellow.
Manor Solomon will now have the opportunity to try and exploit that, perhaps. Struijk with the ball for Leeds, who trail by a goal to nil in the 22nd minute here at Kenilworth Road. That's a long crossfield ball that Solomon will do well to get on the end of. Battling away there, and does get on the end of it and gives it to Firpo, who goes into the penalty area. It was great work by Firpo to skip through and keep the ball in play, and then his cross into the middle was cleared out for a throw.
Actually really good work by Firpo and Solomon. Wasn't a good ball from Struijk over the top. Got to stretch them as well at times, rather than playing short and allowing Luton to come and close us down. Good play.
Throw comes back to Struijk, gives it back to Firpo once more. Two exchange passes again into the middle to Ampadu, who spreads it wide to Bogle, to Gnonto. Now Ampadu. He's probably anxious to get Gnonto on the ball a little more now. And it goes to Piroe. Piroe closed by 3, and then the ball is kicked into touch for a Leeds United throw in.
Difficult that ball into Piroe when you've got 2 or 3 tight and around him. He did well to keep that one away from Luton.
Ampadu back to Struijk. Firpo back to Struijk again. Darlow on the edge of the box. To Rodon, and back to the goalkeeper once more. Oh, he's left it second too long there. Well, he was teasing us, wasn't he, Carl Darlow? Burnley have equalised. And it's Piroe in the penalty area for Leeds, trying to get the ball in past the centre half, but just couldn't work it into space. And now Leeds are back on the edge of the penalty area with the goalkeeper. Goes out for Rodon. Leeds were clinging on to second spot at start of play. That isn't the situation currently. Ball is headed back into the Leeds half. Rodon collects. Puts it over the top for James to chase. Up against Bell. Dan James. In it goes to Bogle in support. Bogle inside the area, but back to goal. Bogle turns to look into the box, gives it to Gnonto. Gnonto goes down under a challenge, and the referee is happy with that one. Willie Gnonto limps back to his feet.
My initial thought is that the Luton player certainly got a piece of the ball, but at least we're trying to look for Gnonto in those dangerous areas.
Names of Kev and Chris are on the lips of the Leeds United fans behind the goal to our right as the 25th minute comes around. 25 years since those 2 Leeds United supporters lost their lives in Istanbul, and they're remembered, as always, on this occasion by the Leeds fans who've travelled to this game this afternoon, and those elsewhere as well. Struijk to Tanaka. Now Firpo. Struijk gives it back to now Tanaka. On it goes to Manor Solomon. As the 25th minute ticks around, the home supporters join in with their applause, recognising that the football family has a part in all of this as well. Tanaka, that was a chance to play a ball into the path of Dan James. It went behind him instead. Leeds still have an opportunity to put it in the box. It goes in deep, and it's headed goalwards by Firpo, and there was a little flick, and was it even off the head of Piroe there, that carried through to the goalkeeper. And now there's work for Rodon to do, and he's done it really well. He's held off the challenger, the not inconsiderable figure of Adebayo running towards him. Managed to divert his header to a teammate as well.
James is in.
And suddenly down the right-hand side, Dan James cross into the box, and it's cleared away from the edge of the 6-yard area. Leeds making good ground down that right side again. Have ended up with a corner kick.
We just got to stay calm, because there's no doubt this game is here for us, but can't afford any more mistakes at the back, any more switch-offs. When we do get these chances, got to take one of them.
So Solomon with the corner for Leeds United. Height on this one. Rodon goes past him at the far post. Men down in the box, but the game goes on. Tanaka. Well, Joe Rodon is the recipient. Into the middle to James. Back to Rodon again. Leeds probing with Tanaka down the left side. Into Ampadu. Back into the box for Piroe. Turns and plays it across the middle. Cleared behind. And Leeds have another corner.
McGuinness, centre-half for Luton, gets in the way, but good calm play, and Piroe coming out to the left-hand side just spins and tries to fire it across.
So Solomon switches corners to take this one for Leeds United. Good shape on that. It goes across the crowd again and flicked out towards James.
It's a tremendous ball.
Attacks the edge of the box. Has he shot?
Yes!
How about that from Dan James? Superb strike. Flies into the back of the net. Leeds are level, and they've levelled in style. James on target. Luton 1, Leeds 1.
Fantastic, fantastic. It was certainly coming when the boys have put their disappointment of going a goal down behind them with a wonderful strike. Dan James, that left foot. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but today it ended up in the bottom corner. Finds space, then just fires it in. Superb.
Low-key celebrations from Leeds. They know there's so much more work to be done here. All they've done is re-establish parity. But still, big goal in a big game. Aasgaard for Luton. And then on the edge of the area, Adebayo keeps it away from Rodon. Chipped up into the box. And then Morris is under challenge from Struijk. And the referee has given a goal kick.
Excellent, well done. I was watching that play in the build-up, and Morris, all he's doing is getting hold of Struijk, trying to pull him this way and that way. And Struijk just stayed strong. Eventually Morris threw himself to the ground. The referee saw all of it.
Tanaka swings a ball forward into a bit of a space for Solomon to try and get there. Defender gets there ahead of him. Halfway line, Ampadu. Jones into the Leeds half. Struijk directs it back to the goalkeeper, Darlow. Short ball forward to Joe Rodon. Still going, Joe Rodon. Plays it into the path of Solomon. Solomon can attack the area now for Leeds. In on his right foot. Oh, he saw the space in front of James over on the right side of the box. He just couldn't get it past the defender and into his path. And it ends up out of play for a Luton throw-in, apparently. Ethan Ampadu can't believe that decision. I thought there was a touch off a Luton player on its way as well.
Just the way that it spins off the Luton player. You can see why Ampadu thought it was his, but this is certainly better.
Throw in. Delivered down the line, long down the line. Heads are up from Struijk on the shoulder of Morris. And it comes into the midst of the Leeds substitutes down below. And Makosso again picks it up to again throw as far forward as he can. Fourth official down below has been busy and active around these throw-ins. Firpo tucks it forward for Solomon. Looked like there's a potential for a push in the back there, but he doesn't get anything. And then Jones, quite sure what he was doing when he kind of kicked through it there. Solomon says he was fouled, and Leeds instead have to defend another of these throw-ins.
And any time it's going out, they're just filling the box with players, and this is just getting launched in again. So far we've defended them very well.
Heads up in the middle, beyond Ampadu. Piroe's there on the penalty spot, as is James. And again, Piroe. Aasgaard for Luton. Into the penalty area, or edge of the area for Adebayo. And then picked up in midfield by Aasgaard. And then there's a ball whipped into the middle beyond the goalkeeper, still alive for Luton, before Rodon with a strong header away. And then Rodon again, good follow-up header. And then Piroe puts it forward, and James is on the chase down the right side for Leeds. Defenders on his shoulder. James keeps the ball well and finds a bit of space, and now a bit of time to pick out the right pass to Firpo. Firpo has Solomon awaiting on his left. Solomon has the ball now for Leeds, just outside the box, and it goes to Firpo. Firpo to cut it back into the middle, and Walsh gets his foot on it and turns it behind. Good football from Leeds.
Certainly is. Excellent from Dan James initially, just to hold the ball up. Murray Bell kind of shepherded him away, but we then went from right to left. Good ball in. Thought Firpo might have just got it in a little quicker. Piroe was going to that near post, but in the end Luton defended well. Another corner kick for us, and I've got to say the delivery from Solomon has been very good.
Needs to be again here. Lead set piece. Plenty waiting in the penalty area and just on the edge. As Rodon makes his way into the middle of it all now. Whipped in near post. Not such a good delivery this time. Dropped a bit short. And then Tanaka can't loop a header back into the path of Solomon. So Luton get the chance to clear with this throw in.
In the box there. Carlton Morris was pushing Gnonto out the way, but with the strength that he had, he's pushed him like 6 or 7 foot away. He was certainly getting moved in and around the box. Got to be careful there. Wouldn't want to keep doing that.
Subs from both sides are warming up so tight to the touchline, to the edge of the pitch here, that the subs are actually standing on the playing surface. As the ball just ahead of them goes from Makosso to Kaminski. Struijk with a header. Gnonto gets up ahead of Clark. James can't divert it into the path of Bogle, so he has to go and retrieve, and Darlow isn't hanging around, just whacks it out of play. James is back on his feet again. And Luton go back with the throw into Bell. Again, gets the ball back in front of him. And then delivers long. Firpo, wonder whether he could have left that one, Junior Firpo. Heads out for a throw in, so Leeds have defending to do when it looked like it was sailing out for a goal kick.
Well, Firpo's talking to, I think he's the keeper and his centre half to talk to him, but to be honest, I think he should know there that that one was going out. Now another long throw for Luton.
Makosso goes back as far as he's able here, which isn't very far. Wheels it in. Heads up from Piroe once more. Out to Walsh. Walsh playing it down the line. Jones is up against Firpo. Comes off Jones. And Firpo has won a throw in, which he will take.
Thinking what, 30, coming up 35th minute. I think we've defended the box really well. The only thing I would say is we've had to defend it too often. A lot of set pieces, a lot of free kicks, a lot of throw-ins especially.
Firpo still hasn't delivered it. Now it comes down the line. He put some length on that as well. Piroe beaten to it. Comes back for Firpo again. Once more up in the air. And then tussles are plenty going on as Leeds try and react to the Luton approach here. James trying to work it past Bell. Bell ends up with the ball. Pushed back into his own half, falls to the ground. The referee sees that as a free kick. The contact there surely is minimal. They take it quickly and they swing it out to this near side. Jones, it's a good job it came off him and went to Firpo. Passes it to Solomon. Solomon's run right into trouble there and it's picked up by Jones. And now Morris delivers it out to this near side, and then there's a slip, but Firpo's clearance is poor. And Makosso curls his cross in. Rodon needed to get his head on that. Ampadu brushes that one. He comes back to him and then hits him on the hand as it's spinning up into the Luton half. Firpo looks over his shoulder, plays it into Tanaka. He goes back to Struijk, who has a little bit of time. Tanaka there is saying he was caught after he played the ball by Walsh. And this is a battle.
And it was always going to be, but you're right. It's an absolute battle. Different style to play against, but got to be brave and get on the ball ourselves and play.
Bogle trying to play, but the intervention sees the ball taken out from Doughty, and then Doughty again wins it back for Luton, and then it's played into the almost into the path of Morris, and Struijk invites Darlow to come and gather it, and the goalkeeper accepts the invitation, and then Morris leaves a little bit on him, much to the annoyance of the keeper, who said he was caught on the thigh by the big Luton striker.
It's actually really good defending from Struijk. You've got to go with your man, exactly what he does. Morris actually treads on his boots, but Struijk is shepherding the ball back to Darlow. Darlow comes out and collects, but still trying to sort his boot out, is Pascal.
Darlow is able now to get the game going again with the ball forward, goes long. It'll drop onto the head of Makosso, straight into the path of Piroe. Puts it out, it's difficult. It's not going to be Solomon to get that one there from Piroe, too much on it. Bounces into touch for a Luton throw in. Makosso again inevitably is the man who will take the throw in for them. Down below us, Matt Bloomfield claps his hands together, the relatively recently appointed Luton coach. Rob Edwards is in charge for the game at Ellen Road. Firpo out of play, and then Leeds have a man down. It's Struijk, who was caught as he went to try and win the ball for Leeds there, and he's had a bang on the knee. And rubbing it now. I don't think he's going to require treatment here, although the medical staff down below watch on just in case. Struijk back on his feet and back into the penalty area because there's work to be done.
Well, I think if you're looking for players to relish a physical and aerial battle, Pascal is that man, and he's back up and he's fine.
Luton vary it with a short throw. Darlow with a punch. Overhead kick from Ampadu to get the ball up into the Luton half. Just wondered when the variation was going to come. It's almost inevitable when you've delivered long throw after long throw that you then break it up with a shorter one, as everyone's dropped off, gone long. Did require defending as well. Bogle into Ampadu. He's caught again there, Bogle, as he'd delivered the ball. And then Ampadu. And Bogle's speaking to the referees. He's missing a lot.
Oh, steady, steady. No.
And there's the card coming out for Jayden Bogle. Well, there was a frustrated challenge from the Leeds man there. And the yellow is straight out. The tempers are flaring in the sunshine here at Kenilworth Road. But there's a reason why that happened.
It is, but we have to be more in control of our emotions than that. This is what Luton want. They want to make it ugly, physical, goad us into various challenges, and there you could see what was happening a good few seconds before the challenge was coming in.
So the card is shown, so that's a fullback apiece on a yellow. And Luton with this free kick will load the edge of the penalty area again. Walsh is one of the two players standing over the ball. Doughty is the other. The referee arrives words with Joe Rodon here as well. And now he focuses on the taking of the free kick, as do Luton. Conversations taking place between Doughty and Walsh, hidden behind the hand. Walsh it is who'll put it in. Heads up in the middle, headed away well by Struijk. James keeps the ball in play, loses the ball. Aasgaard whips his cross to the far post, and it's over everybody and behind, and it's a goal kick.
Firpo looked in a bit of trouble, but it was actually really good defending, just getting your body into your opposite number somehow, some way. Ball's always going a little high, but Firpo, he's still down. Hopefully he'll be okay.
Well, both men still down, but neither medical team has arrived on the pitch as of yet. Makosso picks himself up. Firpo is about to do the same. The Leeds United fans are not entirely impressed with the match officials' performance thus
Well,
far.
I think that Ampadu and Rodon are just trying to explain to the referee that, you know, you're missing things. You're missing things out there. And if you keep doing that, that's why you're getting challenges like Bogle. Obviously, we have to try and cope better with that, but you're right. What the referee is missing is causing it.
The game will restart now as we're into the final 5 minutes. Struijk and Darlow exchange passes. Darlow with the long ball down the middle. Should be a comfortable header clear. And then Piroe just leaves one on the centre half, and then Struijk goes in with a foot high, and Aasgaard, and it breaks for Aasgaard on the edge of the area, and Firpo comes up with a second block. And that was just the first sign there, Joel Piroe's challenge on McGuinness, of Leeds feeling that they have to fight fire with fire, I think.
Yeah, but not like that. I mean, he's not even looking at the ball, and he's you know, jumping straight into the player. Other way around, we'd be complaining, and rightly the Luton Town fans did as well.
Long from Makosso. Heads in from Morris, and then Adebayo's header straight into the hands of Darlow. Well, that's the intended outcome, isn't it, from one of those long throw-ins. The flick on from Morris, and Adebayo waiting. Darlow was on the line to catch.
Good save in the end, comfortable, but just difficult to defend against. Got to try and make it as awkward as you can, and we just about did enough.
Darlow sends his defenders forward. Plays a long ball up into that Luton half. James can't get there, Ampadu does. Gnonto, now Bogle. Ampadu, nice, works the ball across his body. And then Doughty blocks the pass off. It's been a strong response from Luton to Leeds' equaliser.
It has. It's been a while since we've been in the final third as well.
Which is where Leeds would like to stay now. But they're back on the halfway line currently with Struijk from Rodon. Now Firpo. Struijk again. Bogle waits far side, but Tanaka's closed down quickly, so Struijk is brought into play, as is Rodon.
See the pitch there. Pascal's just trying to get out his feet and fire it to Rodon, but he's not zipping across the turf as we would like. It just goes a bit slower. We want it quick.
Piroe, halfway line to Solomon. Whips
ball.
his ball forward. Gnonto's onside as he picks it up. Short pass in field to Piroe. Piroe is out-battled there by Clark, but he does well to win it back for Leeds United. Ampadu. Short pass into Gnonto. Back to Ampadu again. Bobbles a pass across to Rodon, who returns the ball. Solomon down the left for Leeds. Back it comes to Ampadu, and now Struijk. Ampadu again. Tanaka. As the noise levels drop here, so you can hear the players' calls down below. Struijk for Leeds United. Ampadu halfway line. Left side, bit of room in front of Solomon. Can he exploit that? Two defenders coming to close him down. Morris, in fact, is in front of him, the centre forward. Ampadu in the middle of the midfield for Leeds in that Luton half. Firpo to his left. Firpo tucks it back to Struijk. Short pass to Ampadu. Puts it over the top for the run of James. It's a fantastic ball. James is in the penalty area. Puts his ball into the middle. And it was short of Gnonto, and it took a deflection anyway. And Kaminski came to gather it.
Excellent vision from Ampadu, and the run from right to left. James, superb. And when he gets on there, you're right, I think it's deflection. It was from McGuinness, wasn't it? Otherwise, that would have been to a Leeds player, but good play.
Kaminski takes the ball out to the penalty area and delivers it into the Leeds half. Struijk beaten by Morris. Comes for Firpo. Firpo's ball's gone straight up in the air. Added time of 1 minute here as Morris throws Rodon to the ground, and Rodon's taking a whack in the face, I think, there, and Leeds want to take a quick free kick, but Leeds man is still on the ground, so it's stopped and brought back. Morris has just been spoken to by the referee about that challenge on Joe Rodon. Rodon and Ampadu again will say, this is it, this is what we're saying.
Well, the challenge from Morris actually wasn't as bad as the previous ones that he's made, but Rodon, you know, had to go for it, and as he's gone through with his header, he's just headed into Morris as well, so not much Morris could have done about it.
Well, Leeds are definitely putting this one in the corner, aren't they? Everyone's headed as if the pitch had just been tipped from right to left, all heading towards this side, the gantry side of the ground, as it goes down the middle, as it turned out, from Darlow. James picks it up. can't get it past Clark. And Doughty for Luton as we move past the minute. Doughty tucks it back, and the referee puts the whistle to the lips. Well, Leeds started well, suffered a setback, fought back, and as they head towards the tunnel at half-time, it's all square still here at Kenilworth Road. Luton 1, Leeds 1.
And it's everything that we thought before the game would happen. It's been an ugly, difficult 45 minutes. Luton every opportunity of trying to get the ball in the box, whether a set piece or just a throw-in, and we've defended it on the main pretty well. But the one time that we lost our concentration, we left a man free at the back stick, and they go one up. But the response has been really good. We've then had to defend again, but we've just got to make sure we don't slip up in this second half. And when we do get on top, when we do start passing the ball around, take advantage. But it's a tight game, but certainly it's a winnable one.
Tight, tense, nervy, all those things. Half-time scoreline, Luton 1, Leeds 1. And we're ready for the off again here. Big half ahead. Luton start it. Leeds kicking towards the travelling supporters in this second half. Kaminski spins the ball out wide. Jones isn't going to keep that one in. Leeds have a throw in. Firpo takes it down the line for Solomon. Hooks it forward for Piroe and gets the return pass off Piroe. Now Solomon plays it infield to Gnonto. Little layoff, and it comes for Tanaka, and Tanaka has Bogle to his right, and Bogle just outside the box plays it into the area. Headed clear invitingly, that one put on the head of the centre half, and a good move for Leeds breaks down, and then a foul is given against Adebayo. Is Ampadu the culprit there?
I thought it might have been a leg in from Bogle slightly, but I just wonder if he did it himself. That's, I think, what Ampadu is.
That's what he's arguing,
saying,
isn't it?
yeah.
And he's coming to the fourth official to make his point as well, Ethan Ampadu. In fact, if we crane forward, we could almost hear what he's saying. He's right down below us on the touchline. Adebayo has stayed down and looks in some discomfort as a result of whatever happened there.
Yes, he certainly looks like he's tweaked a knee. And that would suggest, rather than a kick, it's the way he planted his foot and then twisted. But let's hope he's okay. However, it's gone against us.
Ampadu continues his protestations, all to no avail. And now it's all eyes on Adebayo to see how he recovers from whatever happened in the midst of that challenge there. And Ampadu goes to offer a conciliatory hand, which is accepted. And this looks like this could be a problem for Adebayo. And Luton are now perhaps considering whether they're going to have to make a change. He doesn't look at all happy, does he?
No, doesn't look comfortable at all. And the old testing of the knee and twisting those ligaments. Oh, that doesn't
hurt,
look good.
it?
Yeah,
that hurt.
I felt that one up here.
So the conversations down below to the left of the halfway line in the Luton dugout will revolve around the potential for a change up front surely here, because this lengthy treatment does not look to be having the required effect in terms of Adebayo's continued presence in this game. It's caused a lengthy hold up as well right at the start of this second half. Help to his feet, and then will be helped towards the touchline, and I think that probably confirms surely his departure here. He's moving slowly here, and a shake of the head I think is the potential confirmation. Yeah, the card down below we can see has been handed to the fourth official, so Luton will be making a change here. Adebayo won't be able to carry on, and Chong is the man who's going to come on and replace him. That's bad news for Luton, Adebayo's departure with a knee injury.
It is, because Morris and Adebayo, they were certainly a handful together. Just awkward to play against. Chong, different sort of player.
And looking longer term, they have big games ahead as well, as they seek to stay in the championship, and Adebayo's involvement in them is now, you'd have thought, in question. So the game finally resumes again with a free kick. Kaminski takes it into the penalty area, heads up from Rodon, comes out brushes off Gnonto, but it's arrived with Aasgaard in the area. Tanaka trying to keep him off the ball. And then Aasgaard again, but Bogle steps in and does well. Just happy to hammer it forward. Walsh is last man back, and Walsh is caught by Dan James there. It wasn't a foul because the game goes on. If he'd have whipped it away from him, he was in. Aasgaard keeps Tanaka off it and then just tucks it back to Bell. And Bell into space. Rodon, oh, he's beaten him. He shoots, great save, Darlow. To his left. It's picked up by Chong. Plays it to the edge of the penalty area, and then the shot is swept over the bar. Fabulous save from Carl Darlow. And that has kept that one. That was going in.
Certainly was. It's way too easy. Aasgaard just cuts inside on his right. Tries to find that bottom corner. And Darlow, brilliant. Down, strong left arm as well. Come at him quickly. It's one of those that he should save, and he did.
Worrying amount of space afforded to the Luton man in the Leeds box. He almost capitalised. Bell with the header. Tanaka. Clark gives it away. Piroe. Run is made by Solomon. He's played him in, but it's just too far ahead of his teammate. And Kaminski was out quickly to make sure that he got there first. Nice idea, not quite the delivery.
Kaminski actually did well. His starting position was way outside his goal. It was the right ball, but Kaminski quickly closed down the space and snuffed out the danger.
51st minute, 1-1. Luton up in the Leeds half. Struijk with a header, delivered up in the air again. Ampadu brings it down and then puts it back up there into the blue skies. And then up it goes once more. And then it's surely a foul on Ampadu, a lean in as he went for the header. Nothing doing. Bell puts it high again.
What are they doing?
Struijk with a header. Carries only to Jones down the right side. Heel cross in the box. Morris against Rodon. Bogle away. Flicked on by Gnonto. Comes back towards that Leeds box, and Darlow will race off his line and slide in to make sure he's the one who gathers the ball.
Well, that was some of the ugliest play that I've seen. Luton just welling it back up into the air, but it's difficult to defend against. Can't always get it down and control things. You've just got to hack it forward, and that's what Luton wants. Poor
ball from Rodon, short. Now there's space for Aasgaard through the middle, and he'll try a shot, and Rodon atones with the block. Solomon giving it away. Firpo actually reacted quickly, and then James senses an opportunity as Bell has gone up too high, and then James tries the shot. The foul has been given against Dan James for, again, it's strange in this game, isn't it? The merest nudge like that has drawn a free kick.
And there's been a few of those nudges which are absolutely fine until that one, for whatever reason. And it is just a little touch in the back, and Bell goes underneath the ball. Again, I can see why the referee's given it, but why didn't he give all the other ones then?
Kaminski is out of the penalty area to take the free kick. All the Luton shirts are up in the Leeds half. Morris underneath it. Ampadu away. McGuinness delivers it with his head back to the edge of the penalty area. Tanaka up in the air to clear. Again, James sets off. McGuinness gets across ahead of him, but Gnonto, well, no, McGuinness is able to tower above Gnonto and win a second header. Ampadu with a header as well. Now Bogle. And there's, for the first time for a long time, the little nudge, the little touch after the ball has been knocked away that actually brings Leeds a free kick, and you can hear the reaction of the travelling supporters to seeing that.
Yeah, it finally goes our way. And Andrew there tried to play a quick free kick as well, but we're all heads down and settling in saying, oh, we got a free kick, but rather than switching on, we need to be bright.
Solomon does well to wriggle away from Chong. Still going. Manor Solomon down that left side, comes back. Support from Ampadu. Plays it into the channel. Can Gnonto get there? He does, in the penalty area. Gnonto back to Solomon. Solomon back to Ampadu. Players are in the box, retreat to the edge of the box. As Gnonto has it on that far touchline. Comes out the shadow and into the sun to Ampadu. Back to Gnonto once more. Tries to get his cross in, blocked well. Chong picks up. Ampadu leans into Chong and is penalised for the challenge. Luton get a free kick.
Yeah, soft challenge, really shouldn't have just leaned into Chong and down he goes, but I think it's difficult when we get out wide. Either we need to put it in early into space, but when things are a bit stationary, you're looking up and you're seeing three big centre halves and our guys aren't making the runs, and where do you go? So you've got to keep passing, and try and get it in earlier.
Again, Kaminski is the free kick taker out the box. Firpo with a header, loops it forward. Piroe will chase. In a quiet afternoon for Joel Piroe thus far. Ball out over that far side touchline. And Makosso to take the long throw down the line. Struijk gets his head to it. Solomon helps it on. Makosso heads it back. Ampadu goes up, and then Tanaka goes up. And Aasgaard has the ball. And Aasgaard just plays it into space. And James will chase, but Bell will get there first, and then Doughty. Doughty into the middle for Aasgaard. The Norwegian back into McGuinness. And then just about work it wide to Jones down the right. Comes back from Makosso, puts it up in the air. Tanaka, oh, he's pushed there, surely. Nothing doing for Leeds. And Tanaka's played round, and Chong is in space. Chong moves up to the edge of the penalty area. Back it comes for Walsh. His cross in the middle. Rodon, brave header. Important header. And Piroe, well, he'll set off, but he won't get there anywhere close to Makosso, who just goes back to Kaminski, who delivers long and quick forward. And Struijk has to go and deal with this. The flag is raised because Morris was offside, and he'd come back into an onside position to chase. But the home supporters display their ire nevertheless.
I think that was close. I think there were a couple of Luton players certainly coming back from a long way offside. Morris was closer, but he's not happy.
Rodon, Gnonto. Well, that's another foul given against a Luton player. And what is Clark indicating here? That he hurt his shin in kicking Gnonto? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I booted him, but look, my shin's sore.
It can't have been a foul because I got hurt as well. Ampadu to Bogle. Now Joe Rodon.
Need Gnonto on the ball. We need more from him. I think it's difficult to, obviously, to try and find him with any sort of quality ball into him, but he needs to work hard to make space.
Ball out wide for Firpo. Can he get to it and keep it in? First job just about done, but when the cross comes in, it's cleared away by Clark as far as Tanaka. Leeds still looking to create the first real big moment in this second half. Rodon goes out wide, kept in by by Solomon. Down the line for Firpo. Again, looks to be brushed off the ball, but goes in well to win it back and gets it to Solomon. Solomon run it out of play. It was tight, too tight as it turned out. Luton throw.
Yes, initially, you see Firpo does well to win the ball, but Solomon's quick feet, not quite quick enough to keep it in.
Makosso in front of the main stand here at Kenilworth Road. Struijk wrestling again with Morris, but he wins the header. So Makosso heads up the touchline as he has the job of delivering yet another throw-in. Was it 18 in the first half throw-ins at Luton? It
was, yeah, to our 9 or 10, so double the amount. We'll try and limit that this second half.
Solomon having to go back towards his own corner flag. There's nowhere for him to go. And so he just backheels it into touch for another one of these throw-ins. And you can hear the roar. Makosso heads forward to take it. Hoarding right behind his heels. In it goes. Heads up from Firpo, got up high there to get a head on that one. Walsh picks up the clearance. Walsh in on that right side, goes down, and the flag is raised, and this will be a free kick and a card as well for Manor Solomon. Was it his challenge or Gnonto's challenge?
Solomon's challenge.
So Leeds have more defending to do now.
And see, he goes past Solomon, who just dangles a leg out with a thigh, catches the player. But it's another set piece given away.
So Leeds have to fill the penalty area, and Luton do likewise, with considerable height in there as well. The Leeds wall will form up just outside the penalty area. In fact, it ends up with just Solomon as the only brick in that wall. Gnonto goes off to his right. Doughty looks like the man who's going to swing this one into the Leeds penalty area. In it goes, heads up in the middle, good one from Firpo to clear. Bell just delivers it high and back in again. Heads away from Rodon. Bogle picks up and goes long, early. Gnonto looking for the error perhaps. James almost picks up on one as well. Leeds trying to snap in to win the ball back, but it's Luton who have it with Chong. Tanaka goes across and then can't stop him in his tracks, and Luton with Aasgaard keep possession in the Leeds half. Go back and start again with Bell.
Aasgaard's a bit of a unit, isn't he, in the midfield there for Luton. He's physically strong, but very good on the ball as well. Here's
Chong through the middle, and now Morris to his left. Morris into the penalty area. Gives it to Jones. Jones taking on Tanaka. Tanaka stepped in. Oh, he's done great work. Now Tanaka there, stepped in front of Jones, and then was fouled as he did that, and won Leeds a free kick.
Tanaka knew what Jones was going to do before Jones did. Excellent play, gets his body in the way, just looking down on the bench. There's some changes.
So it looks like
it's a big
Patrick
call.
Bamford is going to be coming on for Leeds United. And Bamford is stripped and ready, and the card has been handed in to the fourth official. As the ball comes into the Luton half, McGuinness with a comfortable header. Ampadu nods it back, Bell underneath it, wow, puts it high in the air again. Morris and Rodon. Rodon gets his header. Good ball over the top for Piroe to chase. McGuinness will get there ahead of him. And he's a little bit lucky with the clearance, but it works out well for him. Doughty launches it forward once more. Struijk goes up with Walsh and does really well to win it for Leeds. And now Firpo down the left-hand side as Solomon ahead of him. Puts it into the path of Solomon now. Solomon checks back and he's fouled as he does that. Leeds have a free kick. And it's in a position where they can put it in the penalty area if they want. So I wonder whether Bamford comes on before or after.
Just there was an ideal opportunity to really go at them quickly. Instead, the ball from Firpo was a lazy one that got held up in the slow ground. And Solomon couldn't then take it on, has to come back and produces a foul.
Well, the change is Gnonto off and Bamford on. So the change is made before the free kick is taken. And Willie Gnonto exchanges high fives. Probably feels he's not really made the most of the opportunity there today.
I'd agree, not done enough, so Piroe will drop back in and Bamford up top, and you know, those easy headers that the centre-halves are getting, that can't happen, so Bamford has to go and challenge them, you know, no matter what.
So Patrick Bamford in the middle, waiting this free kick, headed away to the edge of the penalty area.
There was a chance. Why didn't he launch himself at that one, Bamford? So close.
James tries to attack the edge of the box, got to get past the defender first into the area, goes slips and tries to get back to his feet quickly, but it's all too much in the end. Chong emerges with possession, gives it away. Now Tanaka. While he wanted to play it in quickly there, but as it went in, the daisy cut across. He's won it back again, second time off Chong. This time he slips and then he gets across, and then Ampadu with the ball. It's going to carry and bounce and go behind. And Tanaka's frustrated with himself there because he played himself into a position twice to try and get a ball into the penalty area.
Chong's a lucky boy, trying to be clever and got caught out twice. Tanaka did really well, and earlier Dan James just was spinning himself into oblivion, unfortunately, inside the box. But let's see what we can do now with Bamford on and Piroe in the hole.
64th minute, 1-1 here at Kenilworth Road. Kaminski with the goal kick. Struijk comes through a crowd, wins the header, but Luton, well, they can't keep the ball in, so it's a Leeds throw in. Firpo down the line, flicked on by Bamford, trying to get Solomon in on the run, but he's closed down. The ball is turned back to Kaminski. Morris on the halfway line, intercepted by Ampadu, given away. Luton with Walsh. Forward it goes to Chong. Strong challenge from Firpo.
Oh, no.
Well, there you go. Referee clearly sees that one differently.
I thought that was an excellent challenge.
And we have the Leeds video analysts alongside us, and I think they would agree as well from their reaction. So Leeds have defending to do as Luton have another set piece in the Leeds half. Walsh is going to take this one, it would appear, although Doughty is coming across now. That combination has been used throughout. Fancy it may ultimately be, well, it's a short one to Doughty, played in field to Jones. Leeds hadn't picked him up, but they have picked up the ball. There was a chance to get going for Leeds then, but Luton were quickly around the man in possession, and the counter-attack opportunity was snuffed out as the ball comes forward from Kaminski. Firpo's header towards the touchline and over the touchline. Luton throw in. 25 minutes remaining here.
Big 25 minutes, it really is.
Makosso is going to put this one into that penalty area once more. Heads up. Morris had come across to get there. Needs to be cleared, still there live for Clark. Teed up for Doughty, good block by Bogle. Now the counter-attack's on as Ampadu charges forward. Luton wanted a free kick. It's played into James. James trying to get it back to Ampadu as he was falling to the ground, couldn't manage to do that. And the ball is out over the near side touchline for a Leeds United throw in.
That's where normally you want James on the shoulder of a defender, don't you, to run through, but he was just, fortunately, 5-6 yards behind the plate.
Firpo forward to Solomon. Solomon in field. Pass one and then fouled by the second. Stays down. Free kick has been given. Tanaka is the man who looks most likely to take it. Chong prevents the quick taking of the free kick. Back it comes to Rodon. Into space to Bogle. Ampadu. It's short, but Struijk just about got there, and then Rodon in turn. And then Solomon's not going to get to it. It was all a little bit messy from Leeds from start to end there.
Yeah, we got rushed out of things there.
Makosso with another one of those throw-ins for Luton down the right side touchline. Struijk with a header. Bogle gets underneath it. Turned on nicely by Piroe, laid off by Bamford. Well, I think Solomon was meant to have set off after that one. Tanaka was anticipating that, but Solomon stayed where he was, and the ball goes through to Kaminski.
Yeah, ideal when it gets laid back. You think you can have a runner forward. Solomon started, but then stopped.
Kaminski, the long kick forward, and it is a long kick. Struijk stretches and gets a foot to it, and Ampadu helps it on, and Bamford comes to try and meet it. Is involved in a bit of a scrap before Firpo just launches it himself forward. Solomon against Makosso, and Makosso's header goes straight into touch. So Leeds try the percentages ball there and end up with a throw in level with the edge of the Luton box.
Struijk at the back has battled brilliantly. He's won just about every header, every scrap. He seems to just about come out on top. Need more of that.
Bogle now for Leeds. Not been able to get going down the right at all so far this afternoon. Jayden Bogle. Likewise Firpo down the other side. Rodon, Struijk, and then Tanaka. Tanaka looks up and sees a line of orange, goes back to Struijk and then Rodon.
Yeah, this is where we need options. We need Piroe moving.
There's the ball over the top. Bamford's moving. Makosso with the header clear. Picked up by Ethan Ampadu. Now Tanaka. bit of space in front of Tanaka, and now Mana Solomon. Solomon gives it back to Tanaka. Tanaka curls his cross towards the far post, headed away towards a penalty spot. Piroe was coming in, Clark cleared. Morris will see his header into the middle, challenged by Rodon, does well. Plays it out onto the chest of Dan James. James has Bogle waiting behind, and Ampadu into Piroe. Leeds high up the park here, but just retreating as they can't see the way through. Struijk able to carry it a little, gives it to Solomon. Solomon edges up to the edge of the box, trying to take on the fullback as he gets to the byline. The scrap is done. It's well played by Solomon. Curls his cross in. Good defensive clearance, and then a terrible defensive clearance. And that surely, it didn't go out. Looked like it was spinning out for a corner. Flicked up by Firpo, handball against Junior Firpo as he tried to control on the edge of the area. Goodness me.
Just looking at Firpo's reaction, it might have been a handball. You can normally tell by the way the players react after the foul was given, but just great work, wasn't it, from Solomon out on that left-hand side. But final ball, final cross, not quite there.
20 minutes remaining, 1-1. Luton with the free kick. Kaminski. Beyond both Struijk and Morris. Firpo waits behind. And then all sorts happening on the halfway line. Firpo loops his header out wide. Solomon waits, take it off Jones. Tanaka trying to give Piroe a run at that one, but it comes off Piroe and out for a throw in. And Makosso thinks about going back to the keeper and thinks again and looks forward. Makosso down the line, bodies falling. Rodon pushing the back from Chong. Free kick Leeds.
It's an ugly game, isn't it, out there? But it's one to keep your cool.
Well, the temperature is high in all senses here. Ampadu plays the ball to Solomon. Solomon couldn't play it into the path of Bamford, and then Morris has done really well coming back into his own half and controlling the ball. And then it's tight to the touchline, and they've done well to get it up the touchline. Morris involved again before. Terrific challenge from Ampadu. The ball goes out for a throw-in, leaves his man on the ground.
No problems with that challenge for me. It's a firm one, yes. Gets the ball. I think Jones might be making the most of it. But earlier, Luton actually played themselves out of a problem there quite well.
Jones back up on his feet, albeit a little tentatively, a little outstretched brush of the fingers with Ethan Ampadu. All is well, and the game will restart with a throw-in, which
a long
was
one.
yes. Struijk wins against Morris in the air. Makosso will have another chance here with another throw-in. Takes a drink before he delivers the ball, as the referee has gone for a chat with Morris anyway. And the Luton captain is unhappy about something. Makosso to the edge of the area. Good header clear by Rodon. Now then, Dan James nods it forward into his own path. Dan James moving forward, tries to get it into the middle for Bamford. He's got it to Bamford. Bamford shoots. Kaminski down to make the save. Great counter-attack. Goalkeeper managed to get his body behind it and keep it away from goal. Good tackle. Firpo. Leeds can come again. Down the left side. Solomon infield, into the middle. Heads ball straight up in the air. Coming onto the head of Firpo. Bamford trying to challenge against McGuinness. Still on the edge of the area now with Ampadu. Nods it into the path of Solomon. plenty waiting in the box if he can get it in. Puts it across now. Header from Bogle into the middle. It's headed away then by Bell. But suddenly Bogle's back on it, just outside the area. Oh, he's shown too much to Doughty. And Doughty can charge forward for Luton now. Back heel, Ampadu. Great challenge from Ampadu ahead of Morris. Morris comes back at Ampadu. It's gone to Dan James. James on the edge of the penalty area. Curls into the middle. Bamford was stretching. Cleared only as far as Ampadu. Leeds trying to keep the pressure on with James down the right of the penalty box. James into the area now on his right foot, trying to get to the byline. Clips it into the middle. It was a fine ball. It's almost broken for Piroe. Back to goal. Piroe tees it into the path of Firpo. He puts it in the middle. Bogle was at the back post.
Corner.
And it's a corner. Leeds. Best period of the second half, perhaps. Best period of the game.
Really is excellent play, keeping the ball in the danger area, finding space. Some decent crosses in there. Luton just about keeping us out, but we are asking questions, more and more of them.
Doughty has a problem down below, so the game will not restart immediately, although Doughty is only just on the pitch here. And as he gets treatment, there could be a request for him to receive that treatment off the pitch, surely. Because
absolutely.
That's what the referee is now saying, is that Doughty is too close to the touchline for the game to be delayed by treatment here.
Well, he's saying he's adding the time, but that's not the point. We want to ramp up the pressure. We want to keep the tempo high. Instead, they're getting a breather.
Aaronson is going to come on for Leeds shortly, and Luton are planning changes as well. Maybe it is Doughty who's going to come off. Whatever Doughty's done there, it's given the Luton bench the chance to make changes, and they are indicating wildly what they want the team to do, as these 3 changes are going to be made by the home team now. 1 change coming from Leeds United. That period of the game, 15 to go here. Is Doughty coming off, or is he staying on? If he is coming on, then he has to do his 30 seconds. But the board is up now to tell us that the first change is being made. Isaiah Jones is being subbed for Luton. What on earth is going on here?
No one really knows what's going on.
Jones didn't seem to think he was the 25 that was being indicated by the big bright board that was being held up.
Now he's decided to
down
walk
below. But now he's realised it is indeed he who is being brought to the touchline.
And Doughty now is coming off.
Doughty's not going to carry on. I mean, this is a long old break, and you can potentially hear the somewhat exasperated response to the Leeds fans, because from the injury through to these multiple substitutions, the game has been stopped for what, 3 minutes here?
So he has under another substitution.
Nordas, they're changing half a team here, Luton.
Yeah.
And the final change has not been made, and Aaronson has not even come on for Leeds at the end of all of that. Well, now the change is being made.
And we're making runs in the box, but for no reason, because...
Oh, it's all going off in the box.
Crazy.
Rodon's almost scrapping with McGuinness in there, and yet we are minutes away, potentially, from this corner actually being taken. So it's all to no avail.
Why has McGuinness wrapped his arms around Rodon when it's substitution time?
His final sub has not even left the pitch yet. Walsh finally arrives at the near side touchline.
Referee, get a grip.
And Fanne comes on to replace him, and Aaronson still awaits the signal at the end of all of that to come on for Leeds. Crazy scenes here at Kenilworth Road. And in the midst of it all, Manor Solomon patiently awaits in the sunshine the signal to tell him that he can finally take this corner kick. Now with 12 minutes remaining. Well, he can't take it yet. The ref's assistant is standing in front of the ball. Now he retreats. Solomon, arms raised. Puts the ball into the near post. Easy header away from Chong. Leeds have got to counter the counter. James with a challenge. Chong picks up the second. Rodon strong to put the ball into touch. Does a good job. Luton end up with a throw-in in their own half. Leeds will now make the change. Aaronson is the man who will come on, and Piroe is the man who will come off.
And you're right, Piroe's had a quiet game up top. Always was difficult against the 3 big centre halves. However, dropping back in the number 10 didn't really go for him either. So Aaronson will be buzzing around in that number 10 area. Let's see what he can do.
Extra energy for sure in these closing stages. Hot day. Ball down the line. Bamford's flick on, nobody behind him except McGuinness. Sweeps it forward, bounces, and Struijk with the first header and Firpo with a half volley. Chong is underneath it. Now Aasgaard. Good work by Aaronson. Just put up in the air again. James, as Bamford pushes his way past Bell to try and get to the ball, but that was always carrying to Kaminski. Kaminski with the drop kick forward. Struijk waits at the back, tries to turn it somewhere in the direction of Dan James. Gets a touch to it, but can't get round Bell here. He does get a second touch, but Chong was waiting. Chong, ball down the channel, beyond Rodon. Struijk is behind him. Struijk makes a block, and then a challenge from Ampadu. Goodness me, what a mess this is. Aaronson trying to take on Chong, stumbles to the ground, and then Chong is kicking lumps out of him, and the referee has spotted that and has penalised Chong, who is protesting his innocence, but we could see it from here. We had a clear line of vision.
Yeah, of the mess.
Ball over the top, nice looking one for Bamford, takes it on the chest. Good covering play by Makosso, and that allows Kaminski to come and gather the ball. First touch from Bamford was good. The ball to him was good.
It was good ball, good run. First touch was okay, but good defending.
Inside the final 10 minutes here, still 1-1. Kaminski clears for Luton. Goalkeeper made a couple of good saves for them in that first half. Not really been called into action in the second half. Struijk with a block, comes for Tanaka. Again, just a long ball, hopeful ball. James isn't getting on the end of that one. Bell there first, play through the middle. Rodon with a header, loops onto Ampadu. Delivers a good, strong header. Had to be a good, strong header back to Darlow there.
It certainly did, and defensively, we're certainly doing well, but it's when we get the ball, we really are struggling to find space and time to really put them under consistent pressure.
Bell wins another header against James. Bogle puts it up, he's onside. James is in the penalty area, puts it across the middle, and it's a right. Oh, it's gone over the top from the far post. What a ball in from James, found its way all the way across to Manor Solomon. He couldn't keep the shot down, and behind it goes, and that is a huge chance missed.
How's he missed? How has he missed? It is an absolutely brilliant ball. It really is, from Dan James. It's over his shoulder, does everything right just to fire it in first time, and he's just late onto it at the back stick. Just want to get an instep on it to guide it into the net, but doesn't get there quick enough.
That was a big moment. Didn't go the way Leeds needed it to go. Ball up into the Leeds half. Goes out of play for Leeds United, throw in. Junior Firpo is the latest one to have taken a whack as he limps towards the ball. Pascal Struijk looks similar in the last few minutes. This has been a absolute scrap from start to finish.
It's always going to be a bruising encounter, and it certainly is that.
Here's Solomon. McGuinness drags him out the way of the ball, and it stays in play, and Luton emerge with it, and then Leeds win it back, and Firpo rides the challenges. That surely was a foul. Aaronson goes in there now.
Come on.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So it goes the other way.
Wow. I'm astounded.
Well, it's the Luton Town fans' chance to voice their frustrations. They say it's a miracle, but I don't think the Leeds supporters would agree with that viewpoint of the officials' performance. So Kaminski again with another free kick here for Luton. Forward it goes. Morris gets to that one because Struijk was knocked to the ground. Ampadu can't win it. Clark for Luton. Now Chong into the penalty area. The ball is on the edge of the box and still alive for Luton as it comes out for Chong. Bogle's in front of him. Chong comes back instead to Bell. He puts it high towards the far post. Hands in the back of Firpo, nothing given. The ball is cleared out. There's a block in the middle and then the foul has been given. What am I watching?
I'm not sure what the referee's watching either, but there was a few fouls in there, but eventually the whistle went. We want the ball up the other end. We need Pascal as well, who's and he
doesn't
wants,
look good, does it?
No, it doesn't. He knows he's done something.
Pascal is injured. Pascal Struijk is injured. So I think, well, is he coming for? He's been told to go down.
Yeah.
Because
they just had time
they haven't got Max Wober back or Byram back. Wober's being called back now.
Yeah.
He was down by the corner flag.
So Ampadu shouting at Wober to get back to the halfway line.
Remember, another big game coming up in just 3 days' time. Tuesday night away at Middlesbrough. It's going to be walking wounded at the end of this one, whatever the outcome. And we have 5 minutes remaining of the 90 here. And it looks like Pascal Struijk is going to have to be replaced.
Yes, he's done something to his calf. He's either pulled it or strained it, but he just wanted to jog off, not to waste too much time. But the thing is, he's in plenty of pain. If he goes down, time should get added on. And we have time then to make the swap.
The card is being filled in now. Pascal Struijk's afternoon is over. Leeds will hope that it's only his afternoon that's over. Not moving.
See Schmidt, Byram and Wober.
Mass changes coming from Leeds United now as well. So the first of those is confirmed with the 5:39 change. And then Schmidt will be coming on to join the action for Leeds as well. So this one will be a switch with Solomon. Manor Solomon sprints from the far touchline to the dugout. And Schmidt and he exchange high fives, and then Byram will be the final change, and looks like Bogle will be the man off for Byram. Confirmed. So Leeds change things around at the back here. One enforced, the other chosen.
Yeah, two of the back four have changed, and Schmidt has gone out to that left-hand side.
And the game again will finally restart with this Carl Darlow free kick. Fired long and forwards. Bamford against McGuinness, who wins the header. James gets up well. Bamford tries a little cushioned header into the path of Aaronson. Bell across to clear. Byram wins the header, down for the clearance from Chong. Rodon halfway, plays it for Tanaka. Great touch from Tanaka into the path of Aaronson. Plays it across the penalty area. It goes long. In fairness, there's not really anybody in the middle for him there as he tried to get it over. And then Schmidt has lost out. And now the charge is on towards the Leeds half. Makosso's giving it away. And then there's a foul on Ampadu as he goes in to win the ball back. And there's a follow-up kick on him as well. And Morris ushers his teammate away in case he gets into further trouble here.
Well, is he in any trouble? No, referee seemingly is fine with that.
Wober in position to take the free kick. Ampadu for Leeds. Across the middle to Byram. Centre circle Ethan Ampadu. And Rodon moving forward. Ball out to his left to Firpo, infield to Tanaka. Wober back to Rodon. Tanaka to his left to Wober. Puts it up, hopefully, and it's cleared into touch for a Leeds United throw in.
Well, I think it's fair to say in the second half we certainly haven't put the keeper under as much pressure as we would have liked. Haven't been able to get the ball down as often as we would like. Certainly Luton have defended mightily well, but you'd like to think we got that bit of extra quality. We haven't shown it enough today.
Elsewhere, Burnley are winning at Coventry, so Leeds need the big finish here if they're to maintain a grip on the top two at the end of this afternoon. Firpo down the left for Leeds, on to Schmidt. Schmidt operating in that wing position. Plays it back to Tanaka. And back it goes to Firpo again. Infield, Bamford. Trying to play it in, but there's a line of orange and Bamford couldn't find a way through. Aasgaard tries to break the lines. It's put up in the air again, but Morris is back there in the right back position to head that forwards. Comes back in for Kaminski, doesn't pick it up, he just clears. And it goes high and it looks like it's going into touch. Indeed it does. So we're in the final 20 seconds of the 90 here. There's quite a bit to be added on. The board will be going up shortly down below. Over the top, Bamford looked like he was offside. He is offside, the flag is raised. So a cheer from the home supporters. And that will be a free kick to Luton with 8 minutes to be added on here. So there's a long way to go in this game yet.
Still time, but we haven't looked like fashioning another chance in the last 10 minutes or so. That needs to change quickly.
When the home supporters sense an opportunity, you can hear that as the volume goes up. Nordas straight to James. Aaronson blocked. Aasgaard tackled by the figure of Ethan Ampadu. Luton have it back in the Leeds half. Move it out to the right side to Makosso. And then Firpo is beaten to it, and the cross is whipped in, and it needs a clearance from Wober to take it behind. Morris underneath it, and then Schmidt back to help out, and he shepherds the ball towards the far touchline, but not out of play. And when it does go out of play, it's a Luton throw in.
Once again, Luton scrap their way to a throw in on that far side.
The home supporters sense an opportunity here. We've had a minute of the 8. The Leeds are defending. Makosso, we know, will put this one in long and high. Loops onto the head of Morris, away by James. Headed back to Bell. He slips and he's given it away. Now Tanaka. Tanaka just puts it over the top for Bamford to chase. Defenders got back quickly. Bamford gets into the penalty area. Will need help here. Patrick Bamford. Schmidt into the penalty area, and it's just taken off his toes as he was preparing to cross. They were waiting in the middle as well. That's a fine defensive challenge, which made the block, which kept Schmidt from being able to make the key play back into the centre.
Yes, Makosso does well. I thought the run from Bamford was good. He held it up, didn't have the pace to then go away from the defender, but allowed Schmidt to support into his pass. Schmidt did well, but Makosso with an excellent touch.
Kaminski drops in that Leeds half. Firpo swings it wide, but that's not going to a Leeds player. Chong will pick that up and he'll have space to run into. On the edge of the penalty area now, into the box he goes. Blocking challenge is a great one from Dan James because it induced the second touch from Chong, and that saw the ball go behind for a goal kick, and Dan James was right in the thick of it, right in the heart of the defensive area there to help out.
Excellent from Dan James, and now he's up on his right wing position, breathing heavily, as everyone is out there, because it is actually a hot day now.
Red hot. 1-1. 5 to go. Ball forward. Beyond Bamford. Bell defending. Couldn't go back to the keeper, but manages to clear to Chong. Helps it forward. Wober with a header down, but straight to Aasgaard. Tanaka trying to get it off him. Aasgaard to Chong. And then Byram battles with Aasgaard, who goes back into his own half to Bell. Calm under pressure, turns it to Aasgaard again. Long ball, Rodon gets ahead to it. Firpo's helping. Up in the air, beyond Tanaka. Bamford was offside, so he couldn't go in and play it. Chong has it. I wonder whether Bamford should have gone and touched it anyway. But then it's given away. Now James can look forward for Leeds. plays it through the middle. And then there's a little coming together between James and Morris as Leeds. Well, there's a free kick given against Ampadu, I think, in the centre circle. But what happened down below us here with James and Morris? Both managers are making their feelings known.
Well, I don't exactly know. All I saw was James try and find a diagonal ball, and he passed it. And clearly there was a coming together of sorts.
But a Leeds free kick. Carlton Morris is furious.
He's always furious.
Rodon. Back it goes to Ampadu. 3.5 minutes to go. Wober onto Schmidt. Can't get it down the line though. And it's out for a throw into Leeds United. Firpo looking for his options. Throws it back to Wober. He goes all the way back to Darlow, albeit well outside the penalty area. Now Rodon. And then out wide to Schmidt down that far side. Touches a bit heavy off the chest there. Ampadu has time to look forwards. Takes it and then plays it over the top. Bamford's not getting to that. McGuinness does. James wins the header but can't find a teammate. Aasgaard in the middle. Byram in quickly, but it's played beyond him to Morris in his own half. On to Chong. Aaronson comes across. Chong keeps going. Byram's across. Foul for a tiny push on the Luton man there.
Didn't need to either, as Chong was actually going down. You could see he was going down. Just let him fall. Instead, that little touch gave the referee a chance to give a free kick.
So it will be Luton who have the chance to put a ball into the Leeds United penalty area. Clark is the man who will take it. Clark, hands on hips. Curls it in, and the heads go up on the far side of the area. Ampadu chases away, and then the ball is kept in play. Luton hold it by the touchline. Byram's in, trying to get the ball back for Leeds, as is Schmidt. When Byram plays it forward, though, well, even
there's no one in the crowd, to be fair. And I know what you mean. There was no one there. We were all back defending, so the break certainly wasn't on.
So there are 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining of this championship fixture here at Kenilworth Road, and Leeds are heading towards a draw that would see Leeds slip out of the top two, with Burnley ahead deep into the game against Coventry. Clash of heads almost there as the two go for the ball on the edge of the area, and then the foul is given in Leeds' direction. So last chance to throw people forward here. Can't imagine anybody's going to do anything. Surely Darlow's going to take control, because he's going to tell players they've got to get up the pitch.
Well, this is kind of it, isn't it? 30 seconds of extra time left.
Darlow with the ball. Bamford's behind it, dragged out the way by McGuinness. Byram gets a foot in, but carries through to Makosso, just launches it. And then Firpo's header looks like it's heading for touch. Makosso's going to keep it in. Plays it back into the Leeds half, heads up from Firpo, comes down for Aasgaard, but it's won back by Ampadu. Last moments here as Ampadu tries to burst forward for Leeds United, tries to get the ball through for Bamford. He does that. Bamford holds it up, tucks it back in for Tanaka. Leeds whip the ball out to Byram on this near side. Byram's got to get it in the middle. Byram has James waiting and holding, and that's it. The last action. Leeds couldn't get the ball in the penalty area, and Leeds United claim a point on the road after a real scrap here at Kenilworth Road. But I think the feeling will be that a point isn't quite enough from this fixture. So Leeds, having fallen behind, got a great goal back from Dan James, but then just could not find a way through at all in the second half. And Leeds' push for promotion has faltered just a little here. with this 1-1 draw. It's finished. Luton Town 1, Leeds United 1.
Well, certainly a scrap. It was hot weather and hot out there for us with the ball as well. They worked extremely hard, did Luton Town. Pretty rudimentary the way that they played, but it's difficult to play against. And I thought for the most of it, we stood up to it, but at the same time, we didn't quite go that next step and really control things. Midfield, I thought Aasgaard was really good for Luton. We had some chances, not many. Didn't really put their keeper under enough pressure, but Solomon at the back stick. When you talk about key moments, that for me was the one. That goes in, we come out of here with a 2-1 win and we'll be delighted with it. As it is, it's a point. I don't think it's quite enough, but on we go. 6 games to go, still a long way to go.
Burnley have won at Coventry. That means that Burnley move above Leeds into the top 2. Sheffield United still to play this weekend. But those 2 clubs will be feeling that this is an excellent result from their perspective. Leeds United, well, it's got to get back on track on Tuesday night, Middlesbrough away. It's finished here. Luton Town 1, Leeds United 1.